everyone. Thanks for being here. We are starting tonight reclined, so you can get on your back. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open out to the side in reclined bound angle pose. And just have that strap off to the side, but near your body so you can grab it in a few moments. So take a moment or two just to get settled here. Let Marie in. Let your ankles relax. Let your inner and outer thighs relax. And let your arms rest wherever is comfortable for you, whether that's down on the floor or with your hands on the front of your body. Once you feel settled here, gently close your eyes and just begin the process of turning inward. Noticing how you're feeling this evening, where your thoughts are, what your mood is like, what the energy is in your body. Notice if you're carrying any holding or tension anywhere. And if so, see if you can let that part of your body just soften, melting down toward the ground. And then start to bring your attention to the sound and the sensation of your own breath. Just noticing the rise and fall of each breath in and each breath out. Notice what moves in your body as you breathe. Feel the temperature and the texture of the air. And begin to slow down the speed of your breath. Breathe more purposefully and deeply than you normally would throughout the day. Taking full, deep inhalations that expand you all the way around the upper body. And slow, steady exhalations that gradually release the air. We'll maintain this steady rhythm to the breath. You can bring your knees gently back together, releasing this pose. And separate your feet about hip width apart and float your eyes open if you like. Let's bring the right knee into the chest and slide the left leg down on the mat. Just take a few moments to notice how your low back feels tonight. And then find some active energy in your left leg. So really squeeze every muscle in that thigh. Connect that heel firmly to the ground. And then find your strap and lift up enough so that you can place the strap around the ball of your right foot. Lie back down and then press the foot against the strap to straighten your leg. Starting with a nice deep hamstring release tonight. Once you've got that leg extension, Make sure that you're holding your strap with straight arms as well, and a nice tight grip. Press the foot up against the strap while at the same time you pull the strap down against the foot. Breathing deeply, always noticing the subtle sensations in the primary parts of the body involved with a given pose. And we're going to take a little lift here. Tuck your chin toward your chest, contract your abdominal wall, and roll your back up off the mat, trying to bring the nose and knee closer together. Even as you contract here, still breathe deeply and keep your left leg connected to the ground. And then exhale, roll the spine down. Hold the strap in the right hand only now. We're going to slowly open this leg out to the right side. Take your time. Engage your core to keep your upper body connected. Once you find your maximum range of motion tonight, just be there. Noticing how the stretch shifts more to the inner part of the thigh. Good. Use a strong exhalation to help lift the leg back up. And then change hands. Hold the strap with your left hand and then cross that leg over your body. Your right arm can relax on the ground. You can stop at any point when the sensation is strong enough, noticing how it shifts more now toward the outside of the hip and thigh. The next time you breathe in, lift your leg back up. And then exhale, bend the knee down toward you. Remove the strap and release your leg to the ground. Just see if you notice a difference between the right and left side. And then bring your left knee to your chest. We'll just hold here a few breaths. Start to feel that strong anchoring energy through your right leg. Really connect that heel to the ground. And then when you're ready, grab your strap, lift up to place it around the foot, extend that leg, and then adjust so that you can hold with straight arms. Nice tight grip as you feel those opposing energies of pulling down with the arms, pushing up with the foot. And we'll take that lift, tuck your chin, exhale and contract your core as you roll your body up, trying to bring the nose and knee closer together. And then exhale, roll back down. Take the strap in your left hand only. Slowly open the leg to the left side, finding your max range of motion here. Few steady breaths. And then exhale, bring that leg back up to the center, change hands and cross your leg over the hips to the right side. Final variation here, stopping whenever the sensation is strong enough to you. When you're ready to come out, inhale and lift the leg up. Exhale, bend the knee down toward you. You can put that strap down and release the leg to the floor. Just adjust your hips a little so that you feel even on the right and left side. Just let the legs relax for a moment. Notice the energy in the lower body. And then let's go ahead and bend the knees again, planting your feet about hip width apart. Cross your right ankle to your left thigh for reclined pigeon pose. You can press the right knee away from your face, or take the second stage, bringing the legs in, reach through the gap and hold the back of your left thigh. If it feels good, you can start rocking side to side a little bit, adding a little massage for your sacrum here as we stretch the glute and piriformis. One more inhalation. And exhale to release the pose. Other side, left ankle to right thigh. Press that knee away from you. Good, and then take the second phase, if that works for your body. Reach through the space and hold the back of your right hamstrings. And just gently rocking a little side to side. One more breath in. And exhale, release. Good, uncross the ankle. Let's bring both knees to the chest. We're gonna rock up and down the spine. So tuck your chin, build a little momentum with each one of these as you massage your whole spinal column. Take 2 or 3 more. And eventually give yourself enough momentum to rock up and come to a seat. Good, from here you can step back onto your mat in table pose. So from table, let's come into half down dog right away here. So you're gonna keep your hips over the knees, walk your arms forward, and gently press your chest down toward the ground, extending your arms and your spine. Take several deep breaths. Next time that you inhale, lift your head and take the hands back to your table pose. And then lunge your right foot to the front of the mat. Come up on the fingertips or blocks and slide your left knee back for your low lunge. Point those toes and then inhale, rise up, reaching the arms over the shoulders for crescent lunge. Slow, steady breath and focus on one single point. And then exhale your left hand to the ground and twist from your waist all the way up to the chest, reaching the right arm up toward the ceiling still. One more breath in. Exhale the right hand down and then twist to the other side. Rotate from the waist and raise your left arm up. And notice what's going on with your front knee. If it drifts while you're twisting here, really make sure that you connect it to the inner right arm. Really feel that contact. Keep the forward direction of your thigh bone. The next time you exhale, bring your left hand back to the mat. And then rock your hips back, step the foot out of the lunge, back to table. Other side, left foot comes forward in between your hands. Slide your right knee back a little and point those toes. Feeling this low lunge. On an inhalation, reach the arms up, finding your balance in crescent lunge. Try and imagine the shape of a crescent moon and feel that in your body from your fingertips, through your arms, down your spine, to the back foot. And then exhale, bring the right hand down and start to twist now from your waist as you continue to reach up with the left hand. On an exhalation, take your left hand back to the mat and then twist to the other side. Rotate from your waist and raise your right arm. And again, notice what happens with your front knee, if anything. But if it drifts away from your arm, consciously return it so that you feel contact. Beautiful. Exhale the right hand to the mat. Rock your hips back in space. Step that knee back to table pose. Good. Plant your palms here with the fingers spread widely apart and then lift up and back to full downward facing dog. Adjust your feet so they're hip width and parallel. And just let your head and neck release down. Settle into your deep, slow breath here. Try and find length everywhere in your body. The next time you inhale, look forward at your hands, and exhale, step to the front of the mat. Once you're there, inhale to the flat back position, nice long spine. Exhale and fold over your legs, dropping the head. Let's hang here in your forward bend. You can hold on to the elbows if you like, and let the shoulders hang, or you can hold the back of your calves or ankles. Feel your breath expand against the front of the legs. If you're holding the legs or the elbows, let the arms hang down. Bend the knees deeply like you're about to sit back into chair pose. And then slowly roll up through ragdoll, one vertebra at a time until you are upright. Once you're standing, feel your shoulders roll down the back. Let your arms come by your sides for mountain pose. Just feeling the pressure of your feet against the floor. Settling into that slow, deep breath again. And then when you're ready, we're going to start a few rounds of slow sun salutations. Inhale to begin by reaching up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk to plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and lower to the ground. Point your toes and inhale, arch to cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, push up to the knees. Exhale, rock back and lift to downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe. On your next breath in, look forward. And exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up, reaching over your head. And exhale, release the arms to your sides. Sorry, I'm just going to take off my jacket. I'm finally warm enough. All right, take 2 more rounds at this pace. Inhale, begin reaching up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. 1 breath in. Exhale, lower to the ground. One more inhalation, look forward. Exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, arms to your sides. Once more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step to plank. One breath in. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, push to the knees. Exhale, back and lift. Down dog. Settling into the pose and your breath. Finding a single focal point. And on an inhalation, look forward again. Exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, arms to your sides. So let's take the feet about hip width apart or a little wider even. Interlace your hands behind your back, or you can use a strap for this. Roll your shoulders back and together, and then gently extend the arms behind you. Just feel your chest and collarbones open, breathing into that space. And then we're going to bend the knees a little bit. Send the hips back as you lean your upper body forward and fold over your legs. Letting the head drop and the arms lift up over your head, away from the spine. Feel really loose in your neck. Make sure you're not holding the head up. Let the weight of your head bring traction to your cervical spine. Three more deep, full breaths. With an exhalation, slowly lower your arms, separate your hands, and let the arms just hang down. Look at your feet. We're going to turn them out at a slight angle, and then bend your knees, lowering your hips down for a squat. Bring your elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together in front of your heart, and gently lengthen upward through your spine. If you can, bring the pose really into your heels. And if this pose does not work for you, you can support the squat with blocks underneath your hips. If you don't like doing a squat period for your ankles or your knees, you can pause and come onto your back and take happy baby if you like, or some other hip opening posture. If you're here, we're just going to take 5 more breaths. Last inhalation. Exhale and fold forward. Drop your head, lift your hips, and toe heel the feet so they're just about hip width apart, a little bit closer. Hands to the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Point your toes and find cobra pose. Inhale. We're going to hold here a few breaths. Work on really engaging your glutes and your lower legs. Feel your shoulder blades slide down away from your ears, and the elbows hug nice and close to your upper body. Breathe low and deep into your abdomen. One more breath in, and exhale, slowly wider apart, and then slowly sit back to the heels for child's pose. As your hips settle down, then let your upper body release, letting the head rest on the floor or on something to support it if it doesn't touch. Close your eyes and just take a few breaths here as you let your whole body melt into this shape. When you're ready to come out, lift yourself up and return to downward facing dog. And from this down dog, I'm going to have you raise your right leg up into the air. Inhale and find three-limb dog. Try and keep your hips square initially. Press evenly through both hands. And then if it feels good, you can roll the hip open and bend the right knee, letting the heel fall toward your hip. If that doesn't feel good for you, just keep the square hip version. 3 more breaths here. And then slowly lower that foot to the floor. Other side, raise your left leg up into the air, starting with square hips. Focus on that even pressure through both hands. And then totally optional, roll the left hip open to the side, bend the knee and feel that heel just draw closer to your hip. Good, exhale, release that foot to the floor. From here, we're gonna walk the hands back to the feet and end up in a forward bend at the back of the neck. So take as many steps as you need. Once you get there, bend the knees a little bit, hold on to opposite elbows and just feel your shoulders melt. Let your head and neck be loose. And then gently sway your upper body side to side like a pendulum, back and forth, loosening up the lumbar. And you can let that swaying motion stop, let go of your elbows, and bend your knees again like you're about to sit back. Slowly roll up through your spine, one vertebra at a time, until you're standing. Once you're standing, feel your shoulders slide down, feel a nice tall mountain pose, active energy through both feet. From here, we're going to take a little balance work. So if you'd like to move off your mat to be closer to a wall or something to just hold on to while you're balancing, feel free. If you're comfortable here at the back of your mat, you can stay here at the back. We're going to stand on the left leg first, so just make sure that that foot is aligned under your hip. And then bring your right knee up to your chest. Hug the shin toward you as you try and keep a tall, upright posture. And then we're going to keep the knee in the air. Raise your arms up over the shoulders for balancing crane pose. Try and focus on one single point, keeping that breath nice and steady. And then exhale, release, step the right foot down. Other side, plant your right foot firmly under your hip and bring the left knee up to your chest, hugging it nice and close to your upper body, feeling tall through the rest of the spine. Good, try and keep the knee as high as it is now, but let go as you reach the arms up over the shoulders. Really working the hip flexor here. Couple more breaths. And then exhale, step it down and release the arms. Good, from here we're gonna come into a little sequence featuring that pose and warrior three. We're gonna start with warrior three. So look down at the ground and just take a little step forward with your right foot. Bring your hands to the waist and guide your shoulders and elbows back. You're gonna lean your upper body forward as you bend your right knee a little bit. And then push that foot against the mat. Lift your back leg up as you straighten your standing leg, your right leg. So just finding balance here in warrior three. If you like, you can reach your arms back alongside the body. And if the hamstring allows, you can lean farther forward with your upper body as you lift your back leg a little higher. Good. Slowly and steadily, we're going to try and come directly to that balancing crane. So start to come upright. Sweep that knee up to your chest and reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, release, mountain pose. Good, just adjust your feet a little bit and sway side to side lightly in your hips. Just help release from some of that intensity in your right leg. Good, all right, other side, we're gonna start with a step forward. So look at your mat, take a little step forward with your left foot. Bring your hands to your waist, elbows back. Lean forward a little and then press against your standing foot, your left side. Straighten that leg as you lift your right leg up behind you. Take your time here, and then if it feels good, reach your arms back and lower your upper body a bit more as you lift your back leg higher. From here, we're going to try and smoothly come to balancing crane. Start to stand up, hug the right knee up into your chest, reach the arms up to the ceiling, getting strong and long through your back. And then exhale, step the foot down, release your arms. Good, separate your feet a little wider and just sway the hips side to side a little bit, releasing some of that intensity from your left side. Good, we're going to keep the feet a little wider than hip width apart and take that shoulder opening one more time. Reach your hands behind your back or use a strap to connect. Roll your shoulders back and gently extend your arms behind you. Bend your knees slightly and then exhale the hips back and the upper body forward as you fold toward the legs, letting the head drop and the arms gradually lift over, away from the spine. Take 5 deep breaths here. The next time you exhale, slowly lower your arms, separate the hands, and let the arms just hang down. If your hands don't touch the floor, bend your knees a bit more, plant your palms, and walk back to downward facing dog. Find as much length through your arms and spine as you can here. And then bring your feet together. We're going to come forward into plank pose. Exhale to shift in that direction. And then slowly lower your body all the way to the ground. Good. Once you're here, point your toes. We're going to support the forehead with the left forearm so that you can breathe facing down. We're going to take a little quad and hip flexor stretch. Bend your right knee and reach back for the top of the foot or front of the ankle, whatever you can hold. Bringing that heel closer to your hip by bending that elbow a bit more. And if you want a deeper stretch, you could hover your right thigh slightly off of the mat as you hold the foot here. Bringing a little more length to those quads. Take a few more low, deep breaths. Good, exhale and release. Other side. Prop up your forehead with your right forearm. Bend your left knee and reach for the top of the foot or front of the ankle. Gradually bending that elbow more to bring the heel closer to the hip. And then if you like, try to hover that thigh just off of the ground if you want a bit more stretch in the quads. Good, slowly release. All right, we're going to come into a variation of cobra pose that incorporates a bend in the legs. So you're going to point your toes, separate your legs a little wider apart than hip width, and place your palms right outside of your chest, preparing for cobra. Before you lift, I want you to squeeze your glutes and press the front of your pelvis into the floor. So you should feel strong contact with your pubic bone. And then rise up into a high cobra. So lift as much of your rib cage and abdomen off of the mat as you can. If this doesn't work for your low back, you can ignore what I'm saying and practice a low cobra. If you're comfortable with a high cobra, you're going to keep pressing the pubic bone against the ground and then bend your knees behind you and try and touch the toes together. Try and stay 3 more breaths. We're going to lower the upper body first if you're here. So gradually bring your abdomen and your rib cage to the floor. Let your arms relax by your sides. You can keep the knees bent if you did the leg variation. We're just going to swish the feet back and forth like windshield wipers. Even if you didn't do the leg variation, you can do this as a way to release your low back. Take a few deep breaths against the mat. Just notice how your back feels. And then stop that swaying motion and lower your legs to the floor. If that was really intense for you, you may want to do just a low cobra for this second and final one. If that felt really good and you want to give it another go, we'll try that one more time. So forehead on the mat, hands outside of the chest in position for cobra. My legs are slightly wider than I would normally take them. Toes are pointed, and I'm going to squeeze my glutes and press my pelvis into the floor, and then rise up into a high cobra. Good, and then trying the leg variation, bend the knees and see if you can touch your big toes together behind your upper back. If that doesn't work for you, ignore the legs. Last breath in. And exhale, lower the upper body first, head to one side, let your arms relax, and then take those windshield wipers again, swishing the feet back and forth, letting the low back release some of that intense energy. and then you can let that swaying stop. Lower your legs to the floor. And from here, use as little effort as possible to just turn over onto your back. Once you're on your back, shift yourself so that you're centered on your mat. And just bend your knees and let your feet rest on the ground for a moment. You can let your arms open out to the side in a T position. And just take a few breaths here to feel your lower and middle back soften into the floor. Once the low back feels relaxed, gently bring the knees into the upper body, hug your arms around the legs, and start to rock a little bit side to side, massaging the low back and the sacrum. And then turn your knees around in a wide circle a few times in each direction. And then you can stop that motion. And we're going to take happy baby pose. Separate your knees wider apart than your upper body. Lift your feet and hold on to the outer feet or outer ankles. And if it feels good here, I like to sometimes do a little traction for my low back by pulling my feet toward my face and lifting more of my low back off of the ground and then letting it release. You can do that 2 or 3 times if it feels good. You can also rock side to side a little here. And then on an exhalation, let go of the pose. Good, let's slide the left leg down on the mat. Bring your right knee into your upper body, and then gently cross it over for a reclined twist. You can float your right arm out to the side to counter the leg. Close your eyes and just let the weight of the leg and gravity do the work. Try not to push the leg down. Feel your breath help deepen the twist as well. Full deep exhalations. Take 3 more breaths here. And when you're ready to release, gently unwind. Plant your feet on the ground and just adjust your hips if you need to so that your low back is nice and relaxed. And then bring your left knee to your chest and slide your right leg down. Cross the knee over your body for a reclined twist, letting the left arm float out to counter the leg. Again, just letting gravity and time and the weight of your leg do the work. Take 3 more deep breaths. And then exhale, unwind your twist. Good, plant your feet and adjust your hips so they feel centered. And then hug both of your knees to your chest. And we're gonna, again, take some rocking on the spine to come upright. If you prefer to roll over and press up, that's fine too. But take a few rounds of these rocks if you like them, building a little momentum as you go. And eventually on one of them, rocking yourself all the way up. Good, let's take a few seated poses. If you'd like to elevate your hips, you can do that. I'm going to use my folded blanket here. And we're going to start with seated bound angle pose. Bring the soles of the feet together and open the knees out to the side. It's a more active version of the posture that we began with tonight. Hold your feet or ankles and lift up nice and tall, getting long through your lower back, feeling your chest and collarbones open and the shoulders relax. And then on an exhalation breath, start to come forward if you like. Drop your chin to your chest and gradually bring your upper body toward the feet. When you're ready to come out, inhale and lift up. Bring the knees back together and straighten your left leg down in front of you. Keep your right knee bent and hug that leg nice and close to your upper body as you sit really tall here. We're going to take a seated spinal twist. Raise your right arm up, getting long, and then pull against the knee as you rotate and put that right hand down behind your back. Prop up on the fingertips if you can to give yourself some nice upward lift through your spine still as you twist. And as you find more rotation here, it may be comfortable to bring the knee into the grip of your elbow and forearm. It can give you a closer connection if that works. Or you can cross your elbow to the outside of the knee and push against it so that your hand faces open to the side or wherever works for you. Three more deep breaths. With an exhalation, unwind. Good. Release the right leg out in front of you. Bend the left knee and hug that thigh close to the body as you sit up tall. Raise your left arm up and then pull against the knee as you twist and place the hand down just behind you. Sit up really tall here. And if you like, wrap the knee with the bend of your elbow so you can grip it with the forearm, or cross the elbow outside of the knee and gently press against it to deepen your twist. One more breath in. And exhale, unwind. Good, extend both legs out in front of you. And we're going to find that strap again and take one final pose here, just a seated forward bend. So take your strap around the balls of both feet. Pull against the strap and sit up really tall to prepare for the fold, getting as much length in your back as you can. Tight grip on the strap. And then with an exhalation, drop your chin. Start to gently pull on your strap to guide your spine forward and down. And then re-extend your arms. If you're at the feet, you can hold there. If you still have strap left, just keep it as a part of your pose. Try and really slow down your breath here, winding down the energy in the body to prepare for final relaxation. 3 more deep breaths. And when you're ready to come out, inhale and lift up. Good, let's get comfortable on the back for Shavasana, final relaxation. Take your time getting settled. Feel free to take any props or extra layers of clothing that you might like to keep the body warm. And once you feel settled, gently close your eyes. Take a moment to scan through your body. And if you notice any lingering active energy, just keep your awareness in that place for a moment. Take a few deep breaths and see if you can invite that area to release. Gradually let go of the deep breathing practice and the focus on your breath, allowing your body and your mind to go to a quiet place. attention back to the surface and lengthen your breath. In your own time, begin to move through the fingers and the toes, gently waking up your body. And then eventually roll over to one side, curling up into a fetal pose. And just pause there briefly to notice how you feel, and how your body responded to this practice tonight. Whenever you're ready, come upright again and find a comfortable seat with your eyes closed. Take a moment just to be there with your breath again. And then join your palms together in front of your heart, and we'll end our practice chanting Om one time. Take a deep breath in. Om. Exhale and gently bow your head, acknowledging yourself for making time and space to practice tonight and expressing gratitude to your own body. And thank you all so much for being here tonight. I hope you enjoyed this class, get a wonderful night's sleep, and I hope to see you again on Thursday.